In the last 6 or so videos, I've been showing you how to normalize your data by using, for the most part, a number of different function formulas, which are great things, very powerful, and so forth. What I'm about to show you here is going to make you say to yourselves, Chip, why did you put us through all that? And my whole point here is that those function formulas are a great way of falling back on something in case other tools don't work. And the other tool that I'm going to show you here is something called the flash fill. So, in essence, the flash fill tool that I'm about to show you how to use to normalize your data, that up to this point we've been doing it with the function formulas. Now this flash fill feature is going to do it for us much quicker, much easier, and all that. I will say though that maybe the only real downside to this flash fill tool is that once you flash fill and make certain things change, if later on the source data changes, the flash filled area that you changed their data at will not change, and you'll just have to reflash it, basically. All right, not a big deal, but other than that, it's a really good tool. It probably will work about 99% of the time when you're doing your data normalization, okay? And the 1% of the time it doesn't work, then you'll fall back on your function formulas that I've taught you in the last 6 videos. All right, so what does this all mean? Well, let's start out. You can see along the bottom I've got a whole bunch of scenarios that we're going to be running through. In essence, these are from all the other files that we used in the other videos previous to this, where we're using the function formulas. Okay, so right here, what we want to do for this first one is that we want to make this all uppercase. So here's what you do. I'll tell you, this is revolutionary, you guys. Okay, so you're going to type in the way that you want it to be. In other words, you want grill to be all in uppercase. So you still set up your extra columns here, as you see, and then what you do is you type it in the way that you want it to be. Now, when you hit the enter key, the program is already looking at you having typed in grill. It goes and looks to the left and says, oh, there's grill. Now, what's the difference here? What happened here? Oh, it looks like it's all uppercase. Now, watch this. We're going to go over to the Data tab, this guy right here. And over to the right here, we have this icon right here. Now, this might look a little bit different on your particular version that you might be using of Excel. This is like the newest look of it, all right? But it has that little lightning bolt in it there, just in case you're kind of following along and you don't see it exactly that way, but you'll see that. And flash fill has been around since I think about version 2013 of Excel. Okay, so it's been around for a little bit. So in any event though, what you'll do is you'll click onto that. Now watch this. You click it and look what happens. It's unbelievable. All right, let's take the next one here. All right. Problem here, we had extra space in there, and we'd use, I think, the trim function to get rid of that. Now here's what we're going to do instead. We're going to type in Great Lakes Food Market. Okay, just the way that we want to see it, right? We enter that in. We click on to the flash fill, and that's it. Now, one thing I didn't mention before is that this is not done with any type of formula. So as you click on to any of the results, you'll notice it's as if you just typed it in, if you look up on the formula bar. So that means I can go back to my original customer ID here, right-click it, delete it. I can go to this one over here, right-click it, and delete it. Unbelievable. All right, so now I'm going to go here to Howard Snyder. So what do we got here? Well, I want to make the first character uppercase, right? Now, here we had used the proper function to make this happen. Here, we just type in the way we want it, hit the flash fill, done. And again, I can go back to C, right-click it, delete it. What do we have over here? This was where we want it to be all lowercase, all right? So what we're going to do here is we're just going to type it in all in lowercase. All right, so there it is. Hit the enter key. It did do that, which it basically converted it into like a hyperlink when I did that. We could actually maybe go back to that cell. I don't want to click there because it's going to try to make me take off. So I'm going to that, to that address via email. So I'll just click onto here. I'm going to right-click it. And there's going to be a choice down here. Oop. There'll be a choice down towards the bottom. You don't see it because it went off the screen. But I'm going to go all the way to the bottom, and it's called Remove Hyperlink. And I'll just click on the Remove Hyperlink, and that goes away. And then I can even leave it here if I wanted to. Go ahead and click on to the flash fill, and now the rest of it's done that same way. Now, if I want it to have the same font and everything that I had over here, then what I can do is I can click onto one of these, go back to my Home tab, hit my Format Painter, and then just kind of paint all those just like that and get it back to there. Again, it's still all lowercase. And now what I can do is I can just do a right click on D here, delete that, and off it goes. So that looks pretty good. Now for the next one that we have here, this is where we had used the text to column, remember that? And we had brought these all over. And that wasn't really that tough of an example. I mean, it really didn't take a lot of time to do. So what happens here is all we have to do is we just type in Eugene and enter that in, go back over to data, hit our flash fill, look at that. Go over to the state, we'll type in OR, all right? Hit the enter key, and then go ahead and hit the flash fill. There we go on that one. The zip code, in this case, 97403. Enter that in, flash fill it, and then the country, USA, enter that in, flash fill it. So I don't know, it probably took about the same amount of time. But where it comes in handy is when you've got some pretty complex data, and maybe that text to column doesn't do the job for you. You might have to go back to doing it or I should say if the text to column doesn't work for you, then this is the way to go. But if you try it this way and for some reason this doesn't work, then you just go back to the text to column. I can't imagine it not working, but I'm just saying if that were the case, that's what you could do. Okay, so now we'll go over to the third one here. Now, what we have here is two different fields that were kind of split up, first name, last name. And what we really wanted was this here. Now, we had done this earlier with the concatenate function. Here what we do is we just go ahead and we just type in the way that we want this to be. And in this case, we said, well, last name, comma, space, first name. So that's how we type it in. And then all you do is you hit that flash fill, and voila, unbelievable. Maybe in this case, you just wanted initials, the A and the D, right? You click on to, you type that in, hit your flash fill, there's your initials. Here you want an initial with a period and then the last name. I can even go further, and notice too, by the way, oh, here, I'll tell you what, and I'll change this up a little bit. I want to make it where it's all uppercase as well, all right? So in this case, it's lowercase, and you'll notice here when we did the initials earlier, this was uppercase as well here, but I want to make it all uppercase in this case, right? So go ahead and I hit that flash fill, and look at that, all uppercase. Unbelievable stuff. That's all we had on that. Oh, actually got a couple more. And then of course we got the usual here. We type in Chicago, you know, for that part, and we do the flash fill. And you'll notice how it respected these fake towns of South Lahaina and East Fresno and North Bakersfield here, see? So pretty interesting how that all worked on there. And of course with the state, flash fill that, we get those in there. Great stuff. Then of course here, we had done the lowercase version of that. We had typed that in, all right? Hit that, look at that. All right, we're on a roll here now. So let's go and look at number 4 here. Same usual one here. I just have a redundancy here. So here we've got the chip rows, but here it was all uppercase, see? And what we wanted was really it to be in its original title case and also in reverse. Well, again, you type it in the way that you want it, click on it there, it takes care of it. Now, this one here, we'd done something using the find function where we don't want to have the numbering in there. So we just type in what we do want, and it observes, says, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. And then, boom, there it goes. All right. These guys over here. Now here we had done like the left and the right and the mid functions to make this happen. All we do here is we click onto there, or type it in, I should say. We got that one. We got that one. And that one there. Okay. On to number 5 here. Now this was one which was pretty wild because what we were trying to do was to pull all this together, and we were using the text function along with the formatting of DD, or it was DD, YYYY. Remember that? That was in one of the previous videos. No more. You type it in exactly the way that you want to see it. And I purposely did it in lowercase here just so you can see that, but we could have typed it in, you know, however way we wanted it. You type it in the way you want it to be done, including typing in the date like you see it there. You hit that flash fill, look at that. I mean, that fast. I mean, that takes the place of that extensive formula that we put together before. So I feel kind of bad putting you through all that and then showing you this, but, you know, again, I'd be remiss not showing you all the different ways you can do things, because this might not always work and you'll have to fall back on the other. Again, I don't know how often it wouldn't work. It'd be very rare, but it's still good to know. And I think that's all we had with that one. Okay, so now we'll go over here to the next one. Now look at this. Remember this one? Same thing. You just type it in the way you want it. Flash fill it. Done. All right. This one here, we had the date. Remember that one? Now watch this. That was using the date function. Watch this. I type in 10/12/2017. enter it in, flash it, it's done. No converting, no whatever. I can go ahead and delete this if I wanted to. Wonderful. Over here, I decided to put periods in there. If I would just have typed in just the raw numbers and done the flash on it, I would just get the raw numbers. But I just thought I'd mix it up here a little bit. Do that. Look at that. Unbelievable. Now in this one here, I want MOWI to replace that first column. And I'm telling the machine that as well, and it's understanding it because it sees that that's kind of like in the first position of what I've done here, see? If I would have also gone over here and made Zambia uppercase, then it would have known to make all of these uppercase as well. I'm going to leave that alone, but you get the idea. Hit that, and there we go. Phenomenal. All right, next one. Oh, remember this one? What a mess. You type it in the way you want it. Oh, I want to put an F. 38702, 9, and 1. And the machine notices, says, oh, it looks like we've replaced the 0 with a 1. Looks like we put an F in the beginning. No big deal. Done. No formula, you guys. Unbelievable. Same thing here. We put an F in the beginning. What I didn't do, I just noticed on here, it says removing the leading 0 and replacing with an F. Well, I didn't remove the 0 here, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get rid of that 0 in there. That's the way we really wanted it there, right? And then remove the last 0 and replace it with a 1. Great, so that's what we have. Hit the flash fill. And now it has on here, it says that we looked and we couldn't really see a pattern, all right? So then I go, okay, I'll do it again. I'll go to the second one here, put an F, type in this case, the 3872, 54, and then a 1, right? So I've given it like another example, another pattern, all right? So now I'll go back there, hit my flash fill, and there it goes. See what I did there? That's where you hit kind of like a roadblock using the flash fill, because the program or Excel is not able to determine the pattern as well. So you say, okay, listen, I'll give you the pattern again for the second one. And after you get done with the second one, then it will look at both of these and compare it to this over here and go, okay, I get it now. I see what you're trying to do. And it does the rest of it for you. But what a great little feature here for that. That's very, very powerful stuff there. All right, so we'll go over here to number 9. Now in this situation, we've got this all messed up here. We've got the New York, we've got the then we got the NY in there from there, and then we've got this one here. All right, and those would be the rebate dollars, right? So we do the first one there, and I'll go flash fill that one. That worked out good. Go to the New York one, flash fill that one, and I go, oh, got a problem again, right? I'm going to hit undo just to make it easy there. It doesn't figure out the pattern. Here's what happened. NY is thinking, oh, NY for New York. But really it's kind of looking maybe over here at this NY. So it's getting a little confused. So what I need to do is just do another one for California, see, because it's picking up on the LA, it's picking up on the C, see, instead of over here. So what we're going to do here is the NY on the second one will say CA, say that way, then it's going to know, oh, I get it, it's over here, not this one over here, see. So then I'll go ahead and hit the flash fill, and voila. Unbelievable. Then of course, we've got the rebate dollars there. We'll just go and hit the flash fill on that one. No problem. All right, I know you're sitting there going, Chip, this is by far probably the coolest thing you've shown us. And I would tend to agree with that. It really is. All right, so now for the last one here, again, we have numbers here. Now, I already put the second one in here because if I would have just done it on this one, it would have freaked out. I did it well, yeah, I'll just do it so you can see it. So I try to do it here, all right? Hit my flash fill, and I think that it worked, but then I look, I go, ooh, wait a minute, that's an 8, not a 3. That's a 6, not a 1, all right? So something happened here. So I need to do this again here. So on the second one, I'll type in this case, 33 hyphen 301 hyphen 8, right? And then it just automatically does the flash fill in that case. So now there it is. So now everything's all perfect on that one. Here the only thing I did is I swapped the two of them, right? And I put a colon in between and, combined them. Again, concatenate would have been what we'd had to do here along with that, putting that colon in there. Here we just go ahead and flash fill it. It takes care of it just like that. Over here, I thought this was pretty interesting. I want to get, for my category product combination field, I want to make it where it's the first 4 characters of each one of these, all in uppercase, a hyphen, and then the full product here. All right, the full name there in uppercase. Now, think about what you'd have to do possibly with a set of function formulas for that one to make all that happen. That'd be a tough one. Not in this case, because what we can do here is we can type it in the way we want to see it, hit the flash fill, and off it goes. If for some reason it didn't pick up on it, then what you would have done is you'd have done the second one, all right, the way that you'd want it to be, all right? And by doing that, then by the time you go and do the flash fill, then it looks at the 2, looks at what you've got over to the left here, and says, oh, okay, I got it, and it's able to do it properly. But I just love this thing. I love the fact, too, that even with our foreign characters, those are even brought over and uppercased in this case as well. So very, very powerful stuff. So I know that you guys can use this one. This is, anybody that works with data, this flash fill is the tops. It really is. So enjoy using that, and I hope you like the video here. Take care.